Alright. Ready? Clap. That was a good one. 45 shots to the dome. I'm always in my zone when I'm chilling on the low. That was right. Alright. Alright, ready?
I'm ready.
Awesome. Welcome to Subject to Change
Hello, everybody.
podcast. It's kind of crazy. This is the first podcast we're doing today, and it's like I don't know, maybe they're kind of like a dream come true type of thing.
I'm just glad that you finally had the motivation to do it. I know it's been like a dream of yours for a minute.
I did my cousin's podcast, and I was like, man, I gotta start mine like ASAP.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, we're here now.
Finally.
Let me introduce you guys to my fiance, Lucy. Say hi.
Hello, everybody.
Talk a little bit about you, baby.
Well, as he said, I'm his fiance.
Yeah, you are.
Which we'll get to talk about a little bit here today on the podcast. I'm 27 years old. I'm the oldest of 5, so I have 2 sisters and 2 brothers. My family is Salvadorian.
Yep.
I serve here in our local church, House of Glory, Winchester.
CDG.
Yep, CDG. And I help with the youth. Yeah, that's it. I mean, there's not really much to me, I don't think. I think I'm kind of an open book on social media.
She's super gorgeous. Flawless.
I think that's just you.
Nah, there's no way. I don't think you understand how cute you are. But anyways, so yeah. All right, let's talk about our story a little bit. I feel like not everybody was asking me about this, but like there's always
been a topic of conversation.
Yeah, there's always questions like, oh my gosh, like who is she, and this and that, and
how'd y'all get together? How'd y'all meet?
Yeah, and I think I've explained this 30,000 times already. So let's get
let's get it all out.
Yeah, let's just go after it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Cool. So I met you in high school.
Yeah.
Freshman year. Mm-hmm. How was that encounter with me, like for the first time?
It was interesting. I mean, that was a long time ago. What, 20?
I don't know.
2010. 2010.
I didn't go after geometry, baby.
It was 2010. It was homeroom, aka advisory. And I just remember you walking in and like sitting down, and you sat down next to me. We were in the second row.
Advisory, that's homeroom, right? Mm-hmm. That's like a study hall. Mm-hmm. I don't know if people know that. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I said homeroom, aka advisory.
Oh, I didn't hear the homeroom. Oh, sorry, keep going.
And you came and you sat down next to me, and I had the new iPhone, and I was so excited because like I'd been begging my dad for a new phone.
Which one was that?
It was like the 3, like the iPhone 3 or whatever.
Jeez.
You saw me texting. I think you saw that like my messages were green, which you were being a little nosy, but that's okay. You saw you saw that my messages were green, and you were like, "Hey, I have an iPhone 2. Like, did you know that with the new update, like, if you're texting someone who has an iPhone 2, your messages will be blue, and you can see like if they read your message, this and the other, like it'll show that it's been delivered." And I was like, no way, like I don't believe you. And you were like, look, and you grabbed my phone and you put your number in my phone.
Texted myself.
And you texted yourself, and you're like, look, like see how it says delivered? And I was like, oh my god, that's awesome. And I went and told all my friends like how cool that was. But then
they didn't tell me that I was cool.
Well, that was
you were like, this weirdo taught me how to do our message.
Well, I didn't think you were weird. You were just a normal guy, and like he was just teaching me tricks on my phone, you know?
That's funny. Did you not see it as a pickup line?
No. I mean, up to that point, like I had never really like dated or anything like that. So I didn't take it as like oh my god, he's hitting on me or anything like that. I just thought you're being friendly, like, hey, by the way, you know?
I was just being friendly.
Yeah.
I was dating someone at the time.
Yeah, you were.
So
But yeah, so then after that, I didn't really see you. You didn't really come to school like that. So,
school was not my thing.
I mean, that was freshman year, though. I don't think you were doing like the craziness that you were until later.
Nah, but
anyway. But still, you still didn't want to go to school. But we didn't talk for a minute, and then we didn't get back into each other's lives until I was dating your best friend at the time.
But you left to Texas, right?
Yeah, I left to Texas. I left like the very end of sophomore year. like right before Apple Blossom.
Yeah.
And then I didn't come back till junior year at the very end of the year.
Yeah, the reason you came back is kind of wild, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy how we ended up coming back. But yeah, so I was dating your best friend and we were hanging out like in like a circle, and like he brought me to church, and so I just was kind of around more often. And so I felt like it was more than just like, oh, I only see him because he's, you know, friends with my boyfriend at the time. And so it was nice to see you, hang out with you, because you're super genuine, you were funny, like you're just nice to be around. And so
sorry guys.
We kind of built a friendship from that. But then when things went downhill for me and him, like you and I remained friends. You were there for me like during the breakup and things like that. And I felt like I got to see who you were like as a person during that time. Yeah. Like more so than just, oh, this is someone that I'm around because I'm dating his friend. Like it was a genuine friendship, which was nice. You know, that's kind of like how our foundation for this relationship started, was because of the fact that
that's crazy, by the way.
I know, I'm about to pick it up, but that we started because of me dating your best friend, and then from there we just kind of got.
No, I'm just kidding. Okay, anyways.
We just kind of got closer as the time went on, and we really created like a really strong friendship, which I'm thankful for. And from that point forward, we started serving in church together, which was nice too. So we had like the foundation of friendship. Then we added like the spiritual side of it too, a little bit. Like not super crazy, like not really at so much yet. But I feel like you were coming into church at that time because you had to. Like it wasn't because you genuinely like.
Not even that. I mean, it's because you started going to church, and I'm like, well, I guess I should like start doing something better.
But there's also a lot of craziness happening like in the church too, which brought you to coming back. Which was a blessing in disguise.
No, 100%. I mean, whatever, like what we went through was needed, 100%.
Yeah. But then we started serving in church together. But then we went through a period of time where we didn't talk for like 6 years. Yeah. Which was a really long time.
Very long time.
I mean, we would talk here and there. I don't
blame nobody. But, yeah, I will say this, though. That's the only good thing he did. We're not no longer friends, by the way. I'm just saying. Gotta clarify that. Before people were like, "Oh my God, you're dating your best." No, he's not my best friend anymore. Yeah. But
and it wasn't even like you were pursuing me while you guys were friends. And like
that's another thing.
This didn't start till after.
And even then, like when you guys broke up, like that didn't. I didn't look at it like I liked you. Like I didn't have the attraction the same way you didn't have it for me or whatever until your birthday. You know what I'm saying? Not that day specifically, but like a couple of days before that, I was like, I'm starting wondering, like, man, maybe we should like, you know,
see where this goes.
Yep. But anyways.
But to get to that point, like, where was I going with that? You talked about my birthday, that was before I left. Which that within of itself is kind of crazy too, like. Yeah. Because we were friends for a really long time, and then towards the end of our friendship at that point, I mean, I could feel you starting to feel things, and because it didn't feel that way, it was weird. Like, it put us in a weird position because I loved you as a friend, and at that point, like, there was no attraction on my end. And I mean, like you said, there wasn't initially for you, but then at that point, like, you were starting to feel things, and it was a weird place to be in because you cared for me and I cared for you, just not in the same way. And so
you got really beautiful eyes.
Thank you. But
yes.
And what I didn't know was, because at that point you took me out for my birthday, like you planned this really small intimate thing, which now like is super sweet. Like the fact that you did that, like,
yeah, but we ain't gonna talk about that
with your cousins. Like you like planned stuff, and so, but again, like something happened, and like it just kind of set us apart, and that's kind of where we started to kind of go downhill. And then
it's just we weren't seeing eye to eye at this point. Like, I mean, I wanted more. She didn't want to escalate our friendship or our relationship at that point. So it's like, it made sense, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's all good. But then you got with this other dude for 6 years, and that's when we really like stopped talking.
For sure. Which was its own, like, season for me, like
And
where I
at
had
this
to
point,
learn
you're
things.
also out of the
I'm
church.
out of church, yeah, because I felt like I couldn't. For one, it was uncomfortable because I felt conviction, but I was ignoring it.
Of course.
You know, so I was like, well, if I'm not here, I don't feel it. So I just didn't come.
And then most people put the blame on the things around us. Like we never actually say like, this is the reason why I feel convicted, but I'm gonna put the blame on the fact that
It's this or that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, for 6 years, I mean, I came every once in a while, like, because I would feel that tug from the Lord, like, hey, like, come back to church, because I feel like the calling has always been, like, over us. And so, I would feel it every so often to come to church, and I'd come for a few months, and then, I'd leave again, come back and leave again. Like, I got a taste of it, and I was like, no. Like, I'm not ready for this just yet.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I went through my own process during that time, and, towards the end of the 6 years, like, I would talk to you every so often, like, if I saw you in church, because you were off in Jesus school for 3 of those years, and you were here every, like, during breaks and stuff, and so it was a high buy, because you were also in a relationship at that time for some of it. And
I was there for like a year. The relationship, when I went to Jesus school, I was with her for like a year of
right.
my school.
Yeah. So then when I was able to come back to the Lord, like after, because I ended up having to leave that relationship just for the sake of like being obedient to the Lord and really surrendering everything. And it wasn't even just him. It just was a lot of things in my life at that time. Like I felt like I really needed to surrender everything and like come home. Like that was the biggest thing. Like I felt like that was like the title of my life at that season was come home.
Yeah.
And so like home to my family, home to church, like back to the Father basically, because I had just lost my dad, and I felt like that was such a rude awakening for me, where like it was finally like, okay, it's time for you to open your eyes. And so I came back home, and that's when you and I kind of started reconnecting, and in the reconnection we were able to, you know, forgive each other, because I felt like there was a lot of feelings there of hurt and betrayal, and
we had a lot of conversations about healing. Yeah.
And so in that we were able to kind of get our friendship back, because we had a super strong friendship, but we were able to, now we have an adult friendship, not like a kid friendship. And so now, like now we're praying for each other, like we're speaking into each other's lives and being supportive of each other and the different journeys that we were in at the time, because you were still living in Florida when we first became friends again and started to venture to see if this could be something else. I really had to pray to the Lord, which is what's crazy, is that what I love about our story is that it's a true testament that God's timing is perfect.
Yeah.
Because if it was all done on our own, we wouldn't have got here. That like, there's so many things that I would have been annoyed at, or you would have been annoyed at, or that one wrong turn would have taken us somewhere else. But like the Lord's timing was perfect. Because
I feel like because I feel like you made the prayer of like, Lord, like if this isn't it, like, you know what I'm saying? I made the same prayer, because I was like, look, I can't get my heart, like, I can't just give it away. Like now I know the true meaning of like what it is to be loved and to love someone. Like I just did 3 years of Jesus school. Like we're like deeply invested in being at his feet, like deeply invested in like, you know, him loving us and us loving on him. So now like I'm surrounded by so much love, and I'm like, I can't give my heart away to just anybody.
Yeah. And I mean, and that was a big thing for me too. Like because we rebuilt our friendship, and I loved it. I loved where we were with our friendship. And that was my biggest fear, even when we were younger, where I was like, I don't want to ruin the friendship. I don't want to mess this up, because you are such an important person in my life. And
was that really?
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
crazy.
You know, it just, you felt like home. And even though like, that attraction wasn't there before, that still was the feeling that I had then. Like if I needed to tell someone something, you were the person I ran to. If I needed to go run an errand and I didn't want to go by myself, if it wasn't with my siblings, it was with you. If anything that happened, little or small, like you were the person that I wanted to tell, but that attraction wasn't there. And so whenever, you know, we started this last time, I really had to pray, and I was like, Lord, like, My heart is deceitful. I think that I know what I want, but I don't. Like, I spent 6 years trying to make something work that wasn't meant for me. And it was just because I wanted to make it work and I didn't want to like give up on it. And I was like, Lord, my heart's deceitful and I need you to instill feelings in me, because if Isai is for me, then I need you to put these feelings here so I can do it the right way. If it's not, then I need you to tell me straight up too, because like I said, I loved you regardless, like as a friend, and I did not want to hurt you because you were someone special and important to me. And so, which is kind of funny because my dad did the same prayer, you know, when he was asking the Lord for his future wife before even knowing that it really was my mom. And so, and
there's a lot of weird
similarities, coincidences, which
really
is
weird ones.
Yeah, but
you denied me twice. He got denied twice.
Yeah. And then me and my mom had to step up to the plate and ask you guys, you know.
Ain't that crazy?
But I was gonna say something. You made me lose my train of thought.
My bad.
But yeah, it's just like all that to say that like the Lord's timing is perfect.
My bad. My bad. I was like, what the heck am I saying? But yeah, Lord's timing is perfect. And I feel like also we probably would not have made it if we got together younger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, we're both stubborn. We're both impulsive. We're super passionate about how we think and what we believe. And so I just think that we weren't prepared. Like even if...
I wasn't willing to compromise, you weren't willing to compromise.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like if it was your way or my way, like it had to be one of our way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just,
yeah.
And that's the cool thing about you, though. That's kind of like what I like, dang, okay, I see you. You want to fight?
Oh my gosh, no. But I'm just glad that like we both got the time that we needed. And the beautiful thing too is that at first I thought that the 6 years was wasted time, where I was like, Lord, like I spent 6 years of my life like pouring into something that wasn't for me, and now what? Like this is time that was wasted. But that's the beautiful thing of the Lord, is that he's the redeemer of time. Yeah. And what I thought was a waste, like he used for good. Like I learned a lot of really important values like to have, and what I do and I don't want in a relationship, and things that like that I'm willing to compromise in and things that I'm not. And the biggest thing was my faith and what I believe in. And so, and it's hard, you know?
The cool thing is that I feel like even though like we haven't talked those 6 years, I feel like in a way he kind of, when we forgave each other, it's like nothing happened. Like as in like those 6 years didn't really happen.
It was like nothing had happened. It was like from one day to the next, like everything was good. Yeah. And so, yeah, I'm just glad that, you know, we were able to get to this point, because I'm glad that we went through it. I know that it sounds crazy, but I'm glad that we went through the time that we didn't have together. As sick as it is, you know, we wish that we would have been in each other's lives during that time, but I think that we both needed to go through the things that we did. Like you going to Jesus school, you going through the relationship that you went through, me going through the relationship that I went through, because it got us ready for now. Yeah. And now we're stronger than ever. Like this is like, I couldn't have dreamed of being in a better relationship. Like as corny as that sounds, like it's just things that in my heart, like I wanted in a spouse that like I had never out loud said to anybody else, but maybe like written in my journal or like talked to the Lord about. Yeah. You were doing without being prompted or me being, you know, hey, do this for me or do that for me. Like you pushed me to do yeah. Because, you know, it's different when it comes from someone themselves versus you saying like, hey, I want flowers, like give me flowers, just as an example. Like, but there were things that you were are doing that I don't have to beg or ask for, where like before I felt like I did, like for bare minimum things. And, you know, things as simple as like spending time with me, with my family, like just lots of different things. And as an example, like, and I think that the biggest thing that I can say was like, you know, I always had a dream of like what I wanted like my ring to look like. And I felt like, even though in my previous relationship, like money wasn't an issue, like I still felt like, even though it was something that could have been achieved, like I still felt like that wasn't going to be obtained. Gotcha. And like with you, like
we're not poor. But we're not rich.
Right.
Like, we're just...
Absolutely. But I'm just saying, like, you know, we're doing everything on our own and starting from scratch together.
Yeah,
like in the relationship that I was, like, he was set. Like, he was good. But that's the thing. It was always a him and me. It was never a we thing or us. And I feel like with you, it's always been us. Like, if when we were younger and you didn't really have a job, like if you had $20 to your name, like we're like, so where are we eating? And it, you know, it was never like, okay, like you pay me back or you owe me this much. It's always, don't worry about it. I know that you'll get me next time. Like if the roles are reversed. So things like that, again, green flag. But back to the rain, like it's crazy because the Lord opened doors that he closed doors and he opened certain doors for us to get the things that we have, like for our wedding and for us getting engaged, like the ring. Like we thought we wanted to go one way and like we thought was the way that we were going to go, and the door, like the Lord closed that door. And at first it was a bummer, but
like,
it opened up to something even better, you know?
Yeah, and I was bummed out. I was like, man, I ain't gonna get this girl the ring that she wants. I was like, the ring that she deserves is what it is. And I was like, if I can't get it for her, I'm gonna be so mad at myself.
No, I would have married you if you would have asked me with a ring pop. But
I know you would. But at the end of the day, like I feel like you just deserve the best.
That's sweet.
I ain't about to give you no crumbs. You know what I'm saying? I don't give the Lord any crumbs.
Yeah.
I was like, he trusted me with you, so I ain't gonna give you no crumbs.
You're sweet, but yeah, because like with the ring, like so we went to go ring shopping together. Which, by the way, like it may be a what's it called? An unpopular opinion, but I feel like girls should go ring shopping with their mans.
Heck yeah. But I ain't about to spend the money that I spent for a ring that she ain't gonna wear. Like, a ring that she's not gonna like. I mean, she's gonna be okay with it. She's gonna be satisfied, but at the end of the day, like...
But like, if you're gonna spend money on something, like don't get something that just you like. Like, at the end of the day, it's the girl that has to wear that ring for the rest of her life. You know what I mean?
That's dead.
But, no, but...
I was a smart cookie. That's all I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
But yeah, but again, I never expected to get like my dream ring was smaller than this, and like you superseded. Like,
ain't no way.
Yeah, like because again, like I said, I didn't expect like.
Oh shoot! I didn't know that.
All that you gave me, you know what I mean, like, or that the Lord would allow us to get something of this magnitude, and so. Yeah.
I could have gotten a smaller ring for you.
Well, that's why when we went looking, so when we went looking and we were shown different rings within our... You don't want to tell me that, though? Why? Why not?
I mean, okay, go. Whatever. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, like we went in and we saw rings within our price point, and like I was okay with choosing something that was in the middle. Yeah. And I just remember going to like the mirror or like the window to go look at it because she was like, "Oh, like go look at it in like the sun," and it was a smaller one. And I hear you in the background go, "Oh, do you have this one?" Which was significantly higher, and I was like, "What the heck are you doing?" Like, I'm good with this one.
Damn, that's a rough.
It's because you gave me the messed up one. That's okay.
That was the best. I thought it. Yeah, that was the better one. Yeah, this one's
okay.
broken.
You hate me, but
ain't that out?
It's fine.
So
it's not a big
so you were looking at the ring on.
So I was happy with the one that we had picked out. Like initially, that was like in the middle or whatever, and you like were able to go above. And again,
yeah, because I looked at the little itty bitty. I'm like, bro, there's no way she about to rock that. I was like, you got this. I even went higher than what I was like. She was like, there's no point in you going higher. And I was like, what do you mean?
I mean, at the end of the day, we learned so much. We learned so much about diamonds and like all the ins and outs. And
she was like, if you go higher, like it's just, there's no point. You're spending more money on something that's not even gonna be as.
Because it's gonna look good on paper, not like there's no difference like looking at it with the naked eye. Yeah, but
either way, that Jones like.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, that's crazy. But anyways, okay, so that's another thing though. I took you to New York for your birthday before we even got together.
Yeah. Yep. So then whenever we started to
because I feel like I had to up the last time I did something for your birthday.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. There was both times were like for my birthday. But
yeah. You that thing. You want me to move it?
No, it's fine. Okay.
You can pull it away a little bit too if you want.
For my birthday, I was really surprised because, like I said, like there had been things in my previous relationship that like I had always wanted. Like, I mean, I feel like just like any girl, you know, like you want to take trips with your significant other, this and the other, and like I took the initiative to like plan trips to New York because work, like through my work, we got discounts and stuff. And so,
yeah.
I wanted to go, and I had bought the tickets for me and him to go, and it was always an excuse. No, I don't want to go. I want to sleep. I'm exhausted, or I like, what's the point? We're just gonna go spend money. Like, there's no point. Like, it's never just, and he just wouldn't go. And so
that was trip, I would have gone.
Yeah, like I had already paid for it. So like at that point, like what the heck?
Oh, you paid for
it. Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I thought the company gave you the trip.
No, like I had pitched in for it, and again, I wasn't asking him to give anything. Like I just want to spend time, because at the end of the day, like that's how I like feel loved, is just spending quality time, like being around you. Languages. And so the fact that like he wouldn't, like, it was always just something I was like, man, like I can't wait, like, or like, why can't this happen? Like that was something I always wanted. I wanted someone who was going to be willing to do things with me. Like, even if we were broke, like, who cares? Like, let's just go for the heck of it and just go have fun and just enjoy being with each other. And so the fact that like you planned this all on your own, and you planned a whole day of like stuff that you knew that I would like, and it was just so sweet, and you paid so much attention to detail and everything that you did on that trip, and you were respectful, because at that point we were still like, I wasn't sure of like,
she still hated me.
I didn't hate you, but I just didn't, I was still uneasy. I was still asking the Lord, like, where is this going? Like,
makes sense.
And so, but then from that point forward, is when like the Lord kind of took the blindfold off, and I kind of started to see you in a new light.
When did that happen? Or how did that happen?
How did that happen?
How did the Lord be like, it's like, I had a hand on this, but like in reality is like, when did you like, oh my gosh, like.
So I know that many people don't believe this, but like you and I had never like even kissed.
Right.
Up until.
I've hugged you.
Yeah.
As a human.
But it wasn't until like one night, like you came to drop me off, and we'd have been hanging out, and you went home, I think, for like an hour or something, and then you texted me and you're like, hey, I'm outside, like come outside. And I was like, what the heck? Like I just finished doing my skincare, like I was breaking out, like I had like a pimple patch on my face, and like my hair was up in a bun, like it just was not cute. And like you came down and you like asked me to come out to your car and stuff, and it sounds so corny, but like really, like it all started with a kiss, like, and that's that's what it took. Like all of a sudden, like, yeah, like I was pleasantly surprised. Like you kissed me, and I was like, oh my God, what just happened? And then you did it again, and then I freaked out, and I was like, I gotta go inside.
Yeah, you literally hopped out the way, bro. And she ran. Like,
I ran so fast in my little slippers, and I went inside.
I was like, I moved. I messed this up completely. I was like, oh.
So you thought that like you messed up, like you were scared that like.
Nah, but I kissed her, so I was hyped. I was going home. I was like, yeah, but anyways. And then so yeah, then you
I went
text
inside.
me at all for another 3 years.
That's not true. You're such an exaggerator. No, I went upstairs, and I share a room with my sister Virginia, so I just went inside and I was like, Virginia, Isa kissed me. And I was just like flabbergasted. Like I could not get over the fact that like that had just happened, because like I was feeling so many things. Like I felt like that was finally what like burst open like the floodgates of feelings. Because like I said, I always cared about you. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, so it all started with.
I was like, yo, like if I kiss you, it's over. Like you're gonna fall in love, but whatever.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so then from that point forward, we just like that was it. Like it felt right. Like it felt like the piece of the puzzle finally fit. Like I felt like we had everything else like ready. Like our friendship was there. Our relationship with the Lord individually was there. We both were working towards certain goals, and just everything was ready. Like the scene was set. It was just that final piece that was missing. And it's like you said, I don't think that this would have worked out if we were younger, but when that final piece finally fit, which is why I'm saying like, I know that it looks crazy, like us being so quick to like get married and get engaged and stuff. But like for us, it's just finally.
It's a finally. Yeah. So like, it's about time. Like y'all should hurry up.
Mm-hmm.
Like y'all should have been done that.
Yeah, because everyone around us feels that. Like everyone that knows us and loves us is like, it's about time. Yeah. It's about time. Finally, like we knew it. We knew it from like 10 years ago. Like
about time it's like by the time you admit it, I'm like, it's not that I didn't want to admit it. It's just I also was scared to lose the friendship that I had with you, but I lost it regardless because I'm an idiot, so it didn't matter. So it's like, you know.
But it wasn't just you. It was both of us. But now here we are. You know.
So the ring was crazy. Everything going to New York, picking it out. We had a good time. We ate some good food. You know.
Yeah, we did. We did.
Good eats, and then
you like really distracted me though, because again,
so I was about to say this.
I had the, I knew. I had the suspicion.
You know.
Like
I knew you knew.
And so going up there, I was like, oh my god, like I'm really gonna get
engaged.
engaged.
No. Okay, so like I had 2 dates planned out. And then the first one didn't fall through because of work, and it was just a whole mess. So I literally spontaneously picked it for the next day. When I found out that they were like, "Yeah, you can't do it the 16th," I was like, "All right, well then shoot, I guess I'm doing it whenever I did like the next day." It was
like it literally was from like a Wednesday to Saturday.
Yeah, like I was like,
because you told me on a Wednesday, and then I had 2 days to get ready. Which thank God I had my hair appointment. And
no, everything kind of worked out. Your nails.
Yeah. And then the only thing that like was stressing me out was my lashes, because I had like 3 lashes left, and my lash girl was on vacation.
Oh yeah.
And thankfully she recommended someone that like she knows, and I was able to get it handled. But yeah, so everything worked out.
So then
thankfully.
I was like, oh snap. So I guess I texted. I texted my cousin. I texted Tita. I was like, look guys, Tita's our photographer. My cousin Maggie and Lindsay, like they're solid people. But Tita was like, oh, I'm down. I was like, let's go. And I was like, yo, you wildin'. Because I was kind of hoping she would say no, like, let's do it for next month. Like, let's have time. Because at the same time, I didn't want to rush it. And I wanted it to come out good. And this is the reason why I also kind of missed the signal to do it. But anyways. So we, so yeah, I told Tita, let's get it, right? We went out there. I totally forgot that I was going to propose that day because I didn't want to be nervous. And at the same time, I wasn't trying to, like, give you the suspicion that I'm doing it. But I knew that you know. I mean, I knew that you knew. And I knew that you also knew that I was going to do it. Yeah. So it's like, there's just no going around it.
Yeah.
I was like, screw
but
it.
I feel like even though you weren't nervous, there were certain things that were out of character for you. Like losing the keys. Like when we got there and you were like... You had them in your pocket the whole time, and I knew it. I was like, Isa.
I promise you, I didn't. He's a magician.
Whatever.
The guy attending he's a magician. I don't know how he did that.
Oh my gosh.
I checked.
No, you didn't.
Okay, you're right. I probably didn't. I know I did, but anyways.
That and something else. Like you did one other thing that I was like, what is going on? Why is he acting this way? I just can't remember what it was. But yeah. But there were 2 things. I was like, he's acting out of character. Like he's acting like, even though you didn't look nervous, I knew that that's nervousness for you. Because normally like you're one like, okay, I got my keys, I got this, like let's go. Yeah. But you were like,
I thought I lost them. I thought he took them from me. So I'm like, I'm so confused right here.
Yeah, you were like a little scattered, I think is the right word.
But anyways, so we went around New York. I also did the whole thing. I just took her out to like different places out there. We
got bagels. We got to walk around. We went to Times Square-ish, like
a little bit
where Saks Fifth Avenue is. So Fifth Avenue.
I took my little brother. I told him to vlog, but he sucks, bro. It's whatever.
That's okay. But I wouldn't change a thing. It was perfect. I mean, it sucked that there were so many people there.
Okay, so that's another thing. We were waiting for Tita for an hour. It's not her fault. She was setting up. And we did it by the harbor, the Brooklyn Bridge, and there's this little harbor thing. And so my cousins, what they ended up doing was setting up this little thing right here. I'm just gonna pop it up on the screen. But yeah, she set this up.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, and I totally lost the cue. I didn't know that was that. Tita finally met up with us. She was like, just walk normally and I'll take pictures. And I was like, I bet. When we get to the harbor.
Like the pier.
Or the pier, whatever. She looks at me and she's like, come on. And I'm like, what are you doing, bro? And then I look at the cheesecake that's there. And I'm like, oh, look, man. Like, this is
and the little champagne
cool.
glasses and everything.
I'm like, this is all dope. And I'm like, No, 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 you know what I mean? And then she's did that still like, come on, dude, like, what are you doing? And then you like say, oh yeah, look, your cousins are here, and I'm like, wait, what? And I turn around, and I literally almost lost my stomach because I was like, yo,
You're like, oh my God, this is the moment and I missed
this
it.
is it, and I'm done, bro. So then I get on one knee and I'm like, but before I do that, I'm literally like, so what's up, man?
Are
we
we
doing
doing
this
this?
or what? Like, and we doing this or what? And so then I get on my knee and then the rest is history.
Yeah, but it was sweet. It was really sweet. Um,
Did
but
you
yeah,
enjoy
as
it?
soon as like I loved it. It was beautiful.
Did you enjoy
Like
the cheesecake?
we didn't even get to try any
No,
of
we
the
didn't.
dessert.
Yeah, I know it was. That's why I'm so mad.
My family ate it, but it was so sweet.
They
And
eat everything.
again, it. But I will say, like, this is a really beautiful thing is that like both of our families are so loving and so supportive, and we came home to like
Yeah.
both of our families doing like a little secret like like celebration like at Issa's house, and my mom helped bake a cake, and
It
they
was
like
OD. I ain't gonna lie. It was OD, but it was sweet.
for you,
because
but it was sweet. Like,
it was just crazy. I'm like, yo, like all this for an engagement? I was like, we not even
but
there
again,
yet.
I feel like our families have known. Like my mom and my
Oh, I
dad
guess so,
knew.
yeah.
Your mom, like she knew.
That's when
Like
she was mad when you were with the other dude. Yeah.
so, I understand their excitement and like them
Whole
wanting to
time you were
celebrate
cheating
us.
on me.
Oh,
That's what mom said.
that's
huh?
what it was, huh?
Okay. Anyway, so yes, so
But
everyone knew, and I
yeah,
guess it was
so
very
they're just
emotional.
super excited. It's so sweet to
That
see
makes
them all come
sense.
together, and it was beautiful. I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't.
Yeah?
It was so nice.
I like to hear that. I like to
Yeah.
hear that. All right. Before we continue, though, I got Virginia here, and I was planning on doing this little segment where she just asks us any random questions, 5 questions, 6, 7, 11, I don't know, whatever. But go ahead. I mean, you guys won't see her. Actually,
I'm still here though. I'm here.
yeah. Just talk kind of loud. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I only have like 3 questions or 4, but I can make more.
You have 4.
Like while we talk about it. All right. First one is, how did you both know you guys were the one for each other? Like, what were some signs that that's gonna be my husband, or I like, I would want him as
You want to
my
answer
husband,
first, or want me to answer?
and I'd want her as my wife.
Well, when it came to you, I kind of fasted. I fasted and I prayed.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you talk about that? Like how you would like prepare for that? Like how does that look like?
Well, I never really. I prayed over a relationship once. Never really fasted, but when I went to Jesus school, I learned the power of fast, like to fast, and you know what I'm saying, to be more in tune with what the Holy Spirit is really trying to say in this,
Yeah.
in whatever situation is going on or whatever you're praying for, declaring. So I was just declaring that we were going to be together, and that was that. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, like we will. Like
Oh my
it's either
goodness.
each other we make it or we don't. And then at that point, I was just like, Lord, I was like, literally, if this isn't it, like I need you to take these feelings away.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't
Same prayer.
do it. You know what I'm saying? If it's
Yeah.
not her. And then yeah, she just came to me.
So for me, I think it's just the fact that you felt like home.
I feel like home.
And especially like after losing my dad, like not that like I don't like feel that with my family, but like I never felt that with somebody else that was supposed to be someone that I'm supposed to share my life with.
Yeah.
And so the fact that like whenever we were together, like I just wanted to be with you. Like we would hang out for a couple hours and I didn't want to go home. Like I just wanted to be with you. And the fact that like the fact that like you were doing things too that like I had asked the Lord to show me, like I want someone who's going to take care of me and provide for me and is going to put me first and our relationship first, and that's all that you did. Like
Yeah.
everything that I had asked the Lord to show me, like as a confirmation, he did.
And that's kind of weird because I feel like he was showing me that, like to value her, to like realize that she's a daughter of the Most High, like, and if I'm not trusted to lead his daughter into a healthy relationship, then I shouldn't be doing it at all. And I was like, all right, Lorna, this is it. Then I'm gonna go kiss her right now. I'm so serious, and that's what I did.
Oh my gosh.
So, you both serve on the same teams and stuff like that. Would you guys say that that had been an obstacle or more of like a better way to connect? Like, how was that
I say it's a little bit of both.
ends? Like, the
At least for me, like, it's fun. It's so much fun to do ministry with you. It is. But at the same time, because I am your fiance, like, I know that I worked hard to get to where I am. And I know that, like, I'm not here just because we're dating or just because we're,
Right.
engaged. But sometimes I know that it can seem that way. And so that's something that I've struggled with, is knowing that, like, I'm here because
It's not
I'm
that
meant
you
to be
work
here.
for it. It's not that you work for it. It's just, the reality is just that God is shining
yeah.
on you.
I guess
and-
that's what I meant. Not that I worked for it, but
Yeah,
you know what I
and
mean?
I
Like
mean,
that.
But it's just what it is, and there's moments where God shines on certain people, and right now it's like your season where God is like highlighting you and just like pruning you and making sure that you're also prepared to lead a congregation. So,
Yeah.
but
So
it
that's
is what
been the
it is.
hardest thing. But it is fun. Like, it's so much fun to worship with him, to like either hear him in my ear, like directing and like calling things out, or when he's playing the drums, like it just really ministers to me. Like, when you play the drums, you're my favorite drummer, and you know that. But it's just so much fun. What about you?
That's wild. What was the question?
since you both serve like in the same areas, would you say that helped build trust, or had it been a bit more harder to walk in that?
Oh, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was kind of nervous to do it with you.
Ministry?
Yeah,
Like
ministry
church
to do
stuff?
with you. Cause yeah, that sounded really weird, but I was kind of nervous to do ministry because as a leader, like I got to correct certain things. You know what I'm saying? And then I don't know if you want to receive those corrections, like. You know what I mean?
No, and I'm definitely not someone that takes correction easily. Like,
Yeah, I know. I
I'm
figured
a
that in the
sensitive
first couple
person.
months.
Okay.
But then now, like, you really receive,
Yeah.
you know.
I feel like again, in prayer, because like I was like, Lord, like, if I'm gonna be on this team, I have to be
Yeah.
able to accept correction. Like, it's not because they hate me. It's not because like they just want to put me down. It's because you want to get better. And as I
and
started
also,
to
I
get
don't correct, like, it's not like I correct by saying, like, oh my God, you suck. And, like,
right. You were just like, oh, like you could have done this. This would have been better. And I was like, oh, okay. Then why don't you sing? Like,
right. That's exactly what you would do. When I'd be like, dang, babe, I feel like you should have stayed a little bit longer in this moment, whatever. And you look at me like, I just told you your puppy died.
yeah.
I'll be like, damn, what's wrong with you? So then, but now I'm not. Well, the worry kind of left really quick because I started realizing how much of a blessing this was. Like,
Yeah.
because we were able to, this is intimate. Like, being on stage is very
Yeah.
intimate. It's not something that,
It feels
we
like
could take.
family.
And then on top of that, like, we have to pour out. And so we got to remind each other to pour into each other. You know what I'm saying? So,
So
yeah.
on that note, disagreements, in personal life and in church, like, do you guys feel like you guys have been able to remove that fear when you guys don't agree? And like, how has that work been to heal that area that can seem so scary,
You should know because you caused it all.
Okay.
Okay, look, real quick.
No.
Just a story time real quick, you know what I'm saying? VA is hilarious because we'd go out to eat with her, and then at the end at the end of the meal, dinner, whatever it was, we'd be mad at each other.
That's only like twice though.
It happened like 17 times, I swear, in my head. In my heart, it happened too many times. Because I hate when she's mad at me. But it's like, I guess, I mean, we don't really fight. We don't really like
No.
argue. I mean, we have discussions about certain things, but it's not like so much of.
Yeah, like maybe we won't agree on something, like we have a different
Right.
point of view. But again, because we're adults now, I feel
Is that
like
what it is?
it's nice that we can, and we respect each other, and now we're in a place where like, I'm not saying things to hurt you. Like, that's not my goal. Like, I want you to see my perspective, and you want me to see your perspective. So I feel like now I don't think we've ever like fought to the point to where when it's something about you and me, about our trust or
now.
about like our communication. Right. Like in a relationship, and a friendship before is different.
Because we were, sheesh.
Yeah. But like now, like
now.
we've had disagreements, we've had, things like that, but it's something that we can work out without having to raise our voices, without like literally fighting and slamming off.
Enjoyed
Like
so much is like we don't
we can
really,
talk.
yeah, we actually talk
It's because there's trust here,
instead of us like having to get our points across. Like we're trying to see each other's points, and we're like trying to, figure out like, okay, where's the middle ground, and how can I see your point of view, and I mean, how can I see in your perspective of what happened, or your perspective on like how we can fix this and stuff like that.
Well, since you guys have like this great big past, and it took time to come back again, how did it feel to rebuild that trust in areas where like it hurt a lot, like to get honest, because like I feel like a lot of people shy away from that because trust is costly. It costs like hard conversations and stuff like that. So like um if you could advise a person in that, like how would you kind of explain how you walk through that and how like it feels and how like to go into it rightly, if that makes any sense. I hope I worded that okay.
Like trust,
How can you trust somebody?
or how can
You just said that's so complicated for no reason.
Okay. Let's see.
like rebuild the trust after everything we've gone through?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I think after the Lord had showed me to forgive certain people, it's just my heart healing from everything that's happened. And that's what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, like if for some reason I hurt her, now it's like, okay, it's not so much that she will lose trust in me. It's like, okay, like let's bring this to the Lord and see what happens through that. It's not like she's immediately gonna be like, I don't trust you no more.
Yeah.
Or I'm not gonna be like that either. Like, oh my gosh, like I don't trust you just because you did something behind my back or whatever it is. Like,
and I feel like the beauty of our relationship is that it's Christ centered. So it's harder if it's a relationship that's a secular relationship where there isn't that like, let's take it to the Lord.
right.
And thankfully, like we didn't stop being friends because there was a lack of trust. Like we stopped being friends because I couldn't have you in my life while I'm dating somebody else because of the intensity of our friendship. Like, because, little did I know that you were my future husband, and like, we wanted to keep that closeness, but I was with somebody else.
And I couldn't see you cheating on me, so I just had to.
But I'd say if someone's asking me like, how can I trust again? Like, it's all a leap of faith.
Yeah.
Like, if you're really in it and this is the person that you want to be with, like, you have to lay it all down. Like, there's no
ifs, ands, or buts. It's at the end of the day, if Jesus is in it, then we're gonna go to the source.
Yeah.
Which is Him. At the end of the day, if and it could be something simple, right? At the end of the day, like if for some reason she does not want me to use her car, and I took her car, and I was like, oh, I don't trust you no more because you took my car. But if we're like, okay, how can we talk about it? How can we compromise? Let's see what the Lord says about it. And then through that, we're able to be like, oh my gosh, I trust you more because we were able to bring it to Him.
Yeah. So how do you guys join in like your own walk with the Lord as that one? Just like, okay, so like you both have your own walk, but how do you join it to our walk? Like say like in arguments, or like how do you bring that as one?
For me personally, it's more of a patience thing. Because before I was not patient at all. I was so angry. I was so like, I don't know, just mad at the world. But now I'm like, I don't know, I just bring patience. I need to breathe and then just realize like, okay, I gotta have more patience, and like it is what it is. I don't know how to explain that. Like,
for me, I think it's prayer, because at the end of the day, like I can only pray for what He's asking me for and the things that I know and the things that I see. And so, granted, like we're not married yet, so we don't really get to fully bring it fully. You know what I mean? But I know like there's certain things that like you have goals, you have dreams, and I'm praying for those things as of now, that like that the Lord open ways for us both to be able to go and or both participate in like in those things.
Sorry to cut you off. Keep going.
It's okay. It happens all the time. I forgive you.
I've been doing so good. I was like, I've been doing so good. And I just cut you off. You know?
But yeah, for me, it's just prayer. It's praying, like, even if you don't have your person yet, it's praying for them, even though you don't know them yet. Like, just taking the time to be like, Lord, like, I pray for my husband wherever he may be. Like, because you don't know what they're going through. Because, you know, we are the product and benefits of our parents' prayers, you know, and our grandmother's prayers. Like, so, and we know that prayer is powerful. So I think that's the best way that I can bring it together as one, is just asking the Lord in prayer.
You want to know something crazy? I just realized what your question was. But okay, so my personal walk with the Lord though is, yes, it's gonna look different when I bring her into it.
Yeah.
100%. You know what I mean? Because my relationship with the Lord is going to be different from her relationship with the Lord. And so how are we able to like bring it together? It's simply that. It's just sharing what the Lord is doing in your life. And how she can be supportive to what's happening in my life. Because at the end of the day, like, she's going to support me or she's going to be like, reject me. There's only two ways about this. Yeah. And same way, you know what I'm saying? If the Lord tells her, like, man, we got to pack up and go to Africa. And I'm like, whoa, hold on. He didn't tell me this yet.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, okay, Lord, like, what are you trying to say now? And then that's how we bring it together. Because she came to me, she's like, look, the Lord spoke, pack your bags and we out of here. And I'm like, yo, hold on. Let me hear from him too. Then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It can't be always one-sided. Now, there's times where the Lord will speak to her directly, and then he won't confirm, like, it won't be on confirmation for me yet. But because she's already on the move of what the Lord has said, later on, I can see the evidence of where the Lord was in this. So it's also putting trust in her. And putting trust that she is hearing from the Lord.
Wow. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, honestly, though, I ain't going to lie to you. Like, she is one of those people that, or she's such a woman of God. Like, I cannot complain. And, like, we're not even married yet. So, like, it's insane to me that she's still willing to, like, surrender certain things for the sake of my ministry and where God has placed me already. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And, I mean, for that, I can never, like, you know, repay her. I can never say thank you. And it's just, it's something I gotta, like, I'm like, dang, babe, I gotta step it up now, man. Because there's certain things that I'm like, for example, like going on tour. I mean, it would have been sweet. It would have been cool. And I really would have enjoyed it. But thinking like of everything that's happening now, and then also being in a relationship with her is like, it's not fair for her. For me to go on tour now, leaving everything, all the wedding planning, all the wedding stuff, like on her. Yeah. Like how, at the end of the day.
Could I have done it? Yes.
Yes. At the end of the day, she had my back. At the end of the day, she was like, I'm going to have to step up. I'm going to have to work overtime, this and that, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I got you. Like, don't worry about it. And then, but in my heart, I was like, this feels so wrong. Yeah. And then also there's a lot of things happening. So if Circuit Riders is ever like watching this, it's not because of just our wedding. I mean, that's a big factor. There's also my parents and there are a lot of things happening. It's just,
yeah,
it'd be really wrong for me to leave right now. I feel like God is calling.
It just wasn't, as much as it's a dream, I just felt like, and some of the doors did open, you know, for you to be able to do it, but I just feel like it just wasn't the right time. I feel like there's going to be plenty of opportunities like in the future where we can go together and
it'll be better.
And it'll be better. And we'll have the support, you know, backing us up too. It won't just be.
And either way, I mean, I feel like at the end of the day, like God was telling me to surrender. I just feel like God was telling me to surrender this.
Yeah.
And to fully surrender looks like to really be okay with it.
Yeah.
So, and I'm fine. I mean, I'm happy that at the end I get to stay because, I mean, I get to see her like every day. I get to see this beauty with my eyes. I was like, instead of a screen, so I'm good.
Yeah, it's just not the same, you know, because it was going to be 3 months apart. And so. Also,
my parents are fine. It's just.
Yeah.
There's just things happening.
There's just things happening.
Yeah. Not within the. I don't even know. I'm just making this bad, bro. It's all good in the hood, okay? But yeah. Go ahead. Ask it.
Ask the last question.
That you guys intentionally want to take to steward intimacy for the long run. Like, to steward that, you know, just that love for 20 years, for 30 years. Like, what's a step that has to be put there for each of you, you know?
Like to keep the fire going. Like how we're going to keep it going.
Oh.
She just makes things sound so fancy for no reason.
I get it.
She's like, so how are y'all going to keep the fire alive, basically?
Yeah. By being us.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I remember the days when I was in, like, I would watch people on Instagram and they'd be like, oh, like me and my best friend. And they would just be laughing in the car, going to go get groceries and laughing. And I feel like I didn't have that. Like, I felt that there was silence in the car. There was silence at the grocery store. Like, yes, we had good moments, you know? But with you, it's just fun all the time. Like, just being ourselves, like, listening to music, joking in the car, singing in the car, even if it's out of tune or, you know, whatever. Like, on my end, okay? Like, being goofy, not you. You can low-key sing, you just won't do it, so.
I got perfect pitch, son. No, I don't.
So just things like I think just remaining authentic to ourselves and
just being real with each other.
because we have fun even if it's just us hanging out like at your house.
The dumbest things it would be dying.
Geeking, yeah.
It's cool in the hood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, she just by us being like super firm in what we believe in, so. And that is to.
But I feel like day nights are a must, like at least once a month.
Oh yeah, no duh. I mean, I prefer spontaneous date nights.
Yeah,
that's what we do a lot. It's just we go to random cities or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Next up is Houston for sure. Like,
oh, for sure, we have to.
Yeah.
And while we're there, we'll go to Dallas.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, that's good. Thank you, VA. Now you may leave the area. Don't leave. All right, babe. Is there anything else you want to tell these people?
No, I think that's it.
People? Who are y'all?
I mean, I love our story. I love when people ask us because, I mean, it's a really long story. And I know that we kind of bounced around a little bit. So hopefully we get to do another episode where we can go more in depth if there's more questions about, you know, the season apart, coming back together. We'll
do this. If you're down, I mean, we'll do a live or something like that. I don't know. We'll probably do a live where people can ask questions, or I'm just gonna put whenever this goes up. I'm
like a question box or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna do like a little question thing, and then we'll come back for a part 2.
Yeah, no, but I'm just thankful. I'm thankful because it's not just us. It's not just your family. Like people outside are like, we can see that this is like a kingdom connection and like the Lord's all over this, and it's so good to hear. Like I know it. I feel peace. I don't feel anxiety or anything like that, so I feel it within myself, but it's nice to hear it from people that don't know us, that like happen to just kind of get a glimpse of us and see who we are together, and they're like, wow.
And even though the wedding's in May though, I just said it out loud, dang it, even though the wedding's in May, I just said it again, even though the wedding's in May, I don't know, I don't feel no type of stress, like it's close, but it's like, I mean,
I just wanted to get here already.
I just wanted to happen already, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, dang, subject to change.
Yeah, well, this is not subject to change, but yes, everyone's subject to change.
Yeah, no, this is going to change for the better.
Okay, you're right, for the better.
Yeah.
It just gets better from here.
He's going to keep pruning us.
Amen.
Yeah. All right, babe, I love you.
Love you too.
I'll see you later.
Right.
Well, we're not going nowhere. Y'all leaving. Peace.
Bye.